And shifting our focus to what was one of the most elaborate search operations in history. The search for the Titanic submarine has now come to a close, and rescuers have found the submarine debris just a few hundred meters from the Titanic wreck. American Coast Guard has declared the death of the passengers and has offered condolences. But what is the whole picture behind the submarine's collapse? Is the submarine company going to be penalized for this? Let's get you all the details. In the latest, the US Navy has announced that it heard an acoustic anomaly consistent with an implosion, quote unquote. What does that mean? Basically, they heard the submarine collapsing. And when did the Navy hear this? It was moments after the submarine began its descent on Sunday. And why did the officials not release this information before? What made them hold back such crucial information? Although the precise details of the search operations are still classified, the White House has offered its condolences to the families of the deceased. The families have also posted messages on social media. They have thanked the officials for their international rescue efforts. And who were the 5 men in the vessel? A 58-year-old British billionaire businessman, Hamish Harding, 48-year-old British Pakistani businessman, Shehzada Dawood, his 18-year-old son, Suleiman Dawood, a 77-year-old French diver, Paul-Henri Nagelet, and 61-year-old Stockton Rush, who was the CEO of OceanGate. So at which point did the rescuers actually lose hope? It may have been the discovery of the debris. That was when the officials realized that a catastrophic implosion had taken place. And rescuers found the debris less than 500 meters from the Titanic wreck. And which parts of the submarine did they actually find? They discovered the tail cone, 2 broken ends of the pressure hull, the landing frame, and the porthole window.
This morning, an ROV, or remote operated vehicle, from the vessel Horizon Arctic discovered the tail cone of the Titan submersible approximately 1,600 feet from the bow of the Titanic on the seafloor. The ROV subsequently found additional debris. In consultation with experts from within the Unified Command, the debris is consistent with the catastrophic loss of the pressure chamber. Upon this determination, we immediately notified the families.
So what were the noises that the US Navy picked up earlier? Well, it turns out that they were coming from other vessels. And the leader of the search operation, Rear Admiral John Mauger, has said that there was no relation between the noises and the location of the debris field. In fact, experts are now explaining what could have caused the implosion. You see, the deeper you go, the more water you have pressing down on you, no matter how strong a vessel is. And experts say that even a small weakening of the outer hull can actually cause destruction. And this is certainly possible as the pressure down there is 300 times more than on land, 300 times. How is the world reacting to what has happened? Some are expressing their grief, but there are people who are criticizing the American Navy. Some are slamming the submarine company, OceanGate, and some are judging the media coverage of the disaster. Listen in.
I think it's a tragedy, as any tragedy, but I think it was highlighted because basically there was a certain group of people that chose to go on that trip.
I think it's very sad. With the technology that we have today, they should have found those people. They should have brought them up, you know.
It's a sad situation all around. The Titanic has taken 5 more souls and it's a wreck.
Hollywood director James Cameron has called out OceanGate. He said that the submergence community was concerned about OceanGate's vehicle. Also compared Titan's tragedy to the loss of the Titanic itself, calling it a terrible irony.
So OceanGate shouldn't have been doing what it was doing. I think that's pretty clear. I wish I had been more vocal about that, but I think I was unaware that they weren't certified. because I wasn't really studying it. I wasn't really interested.
And on the other hand, a co-founder of OceanGate, Guillermo Sonlen, has rejected all the criticism. In fact, he said that people commenting on Titan safety, including James Cameron, are not fully informed. The co-founder said that a passenger always runs the risk of that kind of an implosion happening. But is that answer even justified? And should a tour of the Titanic be a game of life and death? Will OceanGate face any charges? We will be tracking all those developments. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.